Hi, boys and girls. This is Mrs. Warren. I am coming to you from the West Elementary School SORA app. This is our ebook reader for people who don't know it already that lets us read electronic books because I wanted to do a little bit of a book talk today and show you a bunch of different titles. So what I'm going to be doing instead of showing you a regular book in front of me out of paper is going to be going through some of the titles that are available for you to check out. This week I'm going to go through about 6 different series and titles, and then next week I'll try to add a few more in here as well. So the first one I'm going to show you are my How to Catch series. And by the way, if you don't know how to get into Sora, all you have to do is type in soraapp.com into any web browser and it will pull you up. If you need more extra details on how to get into Sora, I actually have screenshots with a bunch of explanations in the library page on the West Seneca West Elementary library page. So you can go through there and I talk you all the way through it. So the first ones I want to show you are my How to Catch series. I've actually read the How to Catch a Leprechaun, which is right here at the bottom one, to many of my students this year. But I also bought the How to Catch a Unicorn book for our library. I think I'm going to be purchasing the How to Catch a Turkey in the future because I just think that would be great for Thanksgiving. There's also How to Catch a Dinosaur, How to Catch a Mermaid, and the Dino Riders, which is written by a series person who's very similar to the How to Catch series as well. I really love these ones. They're full of fantasy and giggles and really cute illustrations all the way through. So if you're somebody who wants a little bit of a silly how-to book, this is a great choice. And there's a bunch of them for you to be able to borrow. So I wanted to show you those guys. The next one I'm going to show you is The Good Egg. This is written by the same author who did The Bad Seed, if you've ever heard of those books before. I actually bought this one for the library this year too. And I also wanted to show you this one because Mrs. Morano, who's the librarian over at Clinton Elementary, did the Bad Seed as a read aloud, and you could go over to the Clinton library page if you want to watch that read aloud, and then you can come over and read another book by the same author. This is written by Jory John, and it's illustrated by Pete Oswald. It's all about an egg who is living in his carton with all the other eggs, and he's the one who's being well behaved, and all the other eggs in the carton with him are just being really badly behaved. So he decides, you know what? I'm done with all these people. I don't want to be around them if they can't be more polite. And so he runs away and tries to find his own way to be appreciated because he's kind of feeling kind of lousy and kind of cracking up a little bit. So I really love this one. It's very silly. It's very funny. And it also has kind of a surprise ending when he tries to come back to his friends. So really funny, really silly, and a great read. All right, the next one I'm going to show you is a chapter book. And this one is Escape from, oops, Mrs. Warren forgot the S. Escape from Mr. Lemoncello's library. I just love this whole series of books. I actually own all of these at our school library, the regular paper ones. I'm going to go in there and show it to you. Mr. Lemoncello is a multi-millionaire who made his money by creating really cool board games. And he decides to build a library in his hometown as a gift for making all this money. And what's great is that some students get to stay overnight on the very opening night of the library being put open for the public. And the next morning when they wake up from their sleepover, they realize they've been locked inside. And they have to play a series of crazy fun games to win a big prize from Mr. Lemoncello. They get their choice to come out there's nothing dangerous about it. It's all about trying to beat the game in a fun way. And what I love about Mr. Lemoncello, too, is that all of the quotes that he says usually pulls back to library quotes. And I find it to be so silly and full of adventure. And what's neat is that you can play along with the games inside the book. So these books don't stay on my library shelf very often at school because so many people enjoy it. They actually made a movie out of the book as well. But I have to say the book is so much better, so you should try it out. All right, the next one I'm going to show you is a series that I know in particular my third graders have been loving. They're my A to Z mystery books. And when you go in, boys and girls, you're going to notice there's a bunch of really fun titles. We've got The Absent Author, The School Skeleton, Talking T-Rex, The Panda Puzzle, The Orange Outlaw, The Runaway Racehorse, and The Quicksand Question. All these ones are available, which I'm kind of surprised about because this is such a popular series, but we just bought these ones, so that's probably why people haven't grabbed them yet. You're going to notice that there's always a lot of alliteration in the title, which means that the initial consonant sounds being repeated quite often, which is really fun. These books are great if you like detective books with clues and surprise puzzles that need to be solved. I find them to be funny and interesting and full of excitement, so try those ones out. I'm going to end with 2 graphic novels, which means that they're going to be illustrations that go along with speech bubbles and words all the way through. The first one I'm going to try out for you is El Defo. This one is a graphic novel that's all about a girl who has a hearing impairment. She needs to use a speaker system, and I actually love this book. I have 2 copies of it at school. I'm just going to click on read a sample. That means I'm not checking out the book. I can just look at some of the illustrations all the way through. And she uses a speaker system, which you can actually see right here on the inside flap of the book, that she has hearing buds that connect to a little speaker that's on her chest, and then her classroom teacher wears a microphone as well so that she can hear it better. And it's all about her experiences trying out being a little different, but having cool adventures nonetheless. And she kind of uses her speakers as a secret spy system almost to be able to listen in on other people and other conversations, so she feels like she has a superpower, which I think is really fun, and it's full of excitement. So this is a great one too. And then I'm going to show you my all-time favorite graphic novel series as the last one. And this one is my Amulet series. I just love these books. I think they are the most beautiful graphic novel series I've ever purchased for the library. I have a lot of ones that I really enjoy, but I just can't, top this one. Right here is The Stone Keeper, which is the first book in the series. Second one is The Stone Keeper's Curse, and it goes all the way through. The 2 main characters in this book are siblings. They're brother and sister, and it's all about them traveling to another world where they're able to use an amulet, which is a necklace that gives them special powers. What's also neat is that the brother, who is a super gamer of video games, is able to run all of these different robots in this magical world that they travel to. So not only does the sister have a lot of powers with the necklace, the amulet, but the brother is this super fighter pilot who's able to use robots that can turn into houses and giant size cars and airplanes and fly all over the place. It's got a lot of adventure, it's got a lot of excitement, and it's definitely a cool fantasy series. So if you want to try that one, that's a great one as well. Again, if anybody needs explanations on how to check out a book or how to search for a book or how to get into SORA in the first place, I have explanations on the library page. Feel free to look these through, and you can check out 2 ebooks at a time. So come on in and try them out. We'd love to see you reading a bunch of these titles over the next couple weeks. All the best to you and to your families, and stay